Hello, welcome to the Alone Show. I'm your host, John Alone. In this episode, I brought on regulars Eric Taylor and Risk 11. As for our guest, he's from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's an independent business owner, analytical spot trader, and crypto researcher enthusiast. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you Oliver Enzel.
Hey, how you doing?
Going great.
Yeah, doing great, Oliver. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good.
Is there any particular thing crypto that you particularly you tend to focus on? Because I know with crypto there's multiple different things like DeFi, staking,
Yes,
NFTs and all that.
yes, I want to say I think the metaverse is something that I'm more interested. It really haven't really developed yet, but I know Facebook is pushing that. So I feel like Apple, and we're seeing a lot of companies like Google, coming out with some AR technology, to get that first step into the metaverse. But I think that sector is that I want to say that it's kind of like trending and actually kind of still new. Like DeFi ain't really popping like that. NFTs is kind of like, it's kind of steady and stuff like that.
But yeah, I do think the metaverse will take off. I personally hope it's not. I personally don't think that Facebook is going to be leading it. I personally believe companies that are solely being created for that will probably lead it.
Yeah, and I believe that. I think I can appreciate what Meta is doing, how they kind of being committed, and Mark Zuckerberg is really pushing that narrative. And I feel like once Apple gets in, and there's rumors that they're going to announce something at WWDC at the development conference about the AR headset. So that's going to, putting Apple on that type of level. I think that's going to re-click some people's mind to be like, hey, Apple is one of the
pioneers,
bigger brand. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the leading tech companies out there, and if they stepping their foot in, then people should reconsider it. But there are some decentralized protocols or decentralized projects in crypto that's already pushing that metaverse narrative, because really the metaverse is just you connecting Web3. So pretty much any type of downloadable content that's in that metaverse, you can own it through your private key on your ledger or your crypto wallet. So,
So it's in terms of crypto stuff, what are you currently doing right now?
Yes, so I'm in the process of moving to Dubai. I got 8 weeks left. My contract on my current apartment is coming up. I built some really good relationships with some developers from Turkey, which is Pico Design. We built a really good established relationship, and right now my application is being pushed back because of the terrible earthquake that happened in Turkey, and it's a terrible situation what happened there. But thank God my developers were safe and they was able to get out of that situation. And so I'm actually currently working on my application project for Mac OS and the iOS application.
Yeah.
So wait, why are you moving? Why are you moving to Dubai?
Yes, so there's heavy
status. Save on tax. I've said this.
Yeah, I'm reducing my taxes. I think Biden is tripping. I don't know if y'all heard about Biden. It's kind of funny to see inflation is high. We still have all this money flow coming from the United States heading over to Ukraine. I don't know what they're really doing with the money, sending billions of dollars over there. I think they're doing some type of money laundering scheme. But now they want to raise taxes. Biden want to raise taxes on the rich, and And plus, people who are mining Bitcoin in the United States, Biden want to raise taxes on that as well. So I feel like regulatory, just regulations in general, they don't like crypto. United States don't like crypto. I don't think it's the leading country that's gonna.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah,
I mean, like, they don't like crypto because crypto gets in the way of their plans.
Salvador is probably going to be a good one. They seem to be. Bukele seems to be adopting it massively.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Dubai, Dubai. They actually reconsider crypto business coming there because Binance is over there. Polygon team just moved over there. So a lot of crypto YouTubers, that's traders. You got like Crypto. You got Javinci, who was an early pioneer of Bitcoin when he was mining it, and he told everybody to buy it in at $1. He lives over there. I'm not resigning my U.S. citizenship. I'm just reducing my taxes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, did you invest in Bitcoin like really early, or like when
Yes.
people get invest in cryptocurrency?
Yes. So I was before moving to Raleigh, I used to work at a grocery store called Harris Teeter's. It's one of the popular grocery stores out here in North Carolina, and I think they have some in Virginia and South Carolina. But I was a bagger. I got into crypto late 2017. I was really studying during the bear market, and then 2020, when the COVID situation happened, that's when everything had a massive crash. Stock market was halted because it was dropping too low, and Bitcoin was like $3,000. Ethereum was like $50 a piece, and just based off my research.
Did you sell anything of that when it was clearing near like 40-50 grand?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Like I actually sold around, what was it? Like I sold some at 50. I didn't sell at the peak. I sold around like 50 because, it was just at that point I was like, okay, 50K, like, that's a crucial resistant for Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a crucial number. So I sold off around 50, and I sold some Ethereum around 4,000 when it peaked, when I got in around $50. Now, since I was working at Harris Teeter's, I put all my paycheck. Also, I had a side job at the mall working at a kiosk selling silver and gold. And pretty much when the printing, when the Feds actually dropped the interest rates to zero, people went crazy. The market went crazy during the 2020 time, and a lot of money flows was going into stocks and crypto. I mean, we started seeing Bored Ape NFTs was going for so much money, and pretty much it was just like a monopoly. So much money was in the market and everything. So I made a lot. I made a lot of money selling jewelry because people, was getting money. Money was actually less expensive to borrow when they cut interest rates, and I just took all that money and just kind of like held and reinvest to the crypto market whenever it has like a pullback.
Is there like a certain price that you think Bitcoin's going to hit in the next 10, 20 years? Or do you think it's kind of done its thing?
No, there's no limit for Bitcoin because in the code, if you ever read the what was it, the Bitcoin white paper?
Yeah.
Every 4 years it has a halving period, so the software automatically cuts the supply in half, and those who are protecting the network, who are miners, they get rewarded out of that inflation, out of that mining process. So it makes it even more scarce for Bitcoin, for everybody to get their hands on. So I know the next bull cycle in 2025, we're looking at 100K, like 100K or 150K. Some people was calling for 200. I like to be.
I think it can reach 100 grand. I definitely think that.
Mm-hmm. So it's just supply and demand. Every 4 years, like I said, the fiat currency that we're currently experiencing right now, it's debt based. They can print it out, and pretty much we kind of see inflation going up, gas prices, groceries, going up in the United States. So Bitcoin is like a hedge. It's only 21 million. It's capped out. So and it's the most decentralized money out there, and it's hard.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the central bank digital currency will ever take off? We hear God for hope it does it.
Yes, it will. I know. I think y'all noticed the developments with different countries like Brazil, Australia. They are actually looking into the CBDC. Like I said, in order to avoid that, I say investing in Bitcoin because it's on a peer-to-peer network. It's decentralized. There's no there's no single entity that's controlling the network. So I say gold and Bitcoin are your best bets, to get out of that centralized system.
Yeah. Do you think the stock market is kind of centralized as well, or is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I personally, I don't invest in any stocks. I think stocks are a scam, or I think it's kind of a little bit too late. Unless you trading with a lot of money, I just feel like there's more opportunities in the crypto market, because with the stock market, if you think about what happened during the Wall Street bet situation, they wouldn't let the people with less money or regular citizens get into GameStop, knowing that it was going to take off. And the SEC pretty much halted regular retail investors from getting into the stock. So I was like, wow. I said, look how centralized that was. Y'all don't want the little people to win, but y'all let the big institutions in the whales make money.
The little people to win, but they just don't want to let them win that quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it on that.
Yeah. So it just, to me, it's just after seeing that, man, I was just like, crypto, since it's fully decentralized, like Bitcoin and some altcoins, I feel like there's more opportunity because the market cap, if you take a look at the global crypto market cap, it's like, I think it's below $1 trillion. Mm-hmm. So it's like, there's so much growth and, exposure for crypto to grow. And I think, it's higher risk. That's why I always say, know what you own and why you own it. You know what I'm saying? That's, don't just invest your money in anything. You have to research, do your due diligence on which certain projects that has really good utility, good backers, the founders, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you guys want to ask, Jamie, Eric?
I'm brainstorming a bit, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the easiest way what do you think is the easiest way to onboard the mass market, like the everyday Joe onto
crypto? I feel like the problem is I think the crypto community is too focused on advancement, building and everything like that. And we haven't come back to the ground layer for education for the massive, you know what I'm saying? So I think everything just got to be simplified in crypto. And that's the key for my business.
Well, it needs to be easy. It needs to be easier to the point where your 80-year-old grandmother can freaking use it. It needs to be simple and easy, like picking up a tablet or an iPhone.
Right. I think it's just yes, it's an unregulated industry. So I think once regulation steps in, that it gives some motivation for institutionals and hire people who have way more money to get involved. But I think smart money, with the whales and the smart institutions like BlackRock and all of them, they not slowing down anytime soon on crypto. They already hopping on board. So I think it's just we just need to simplify just a lot of things in crypto and not get too caught up with developing, because we still haven't reached the massive.
Take off.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to dive into, Jamie, Eric?
Well, there is one thing in particular.
Okay, go for it.
If you could travel to anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Dubai.
I think you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but what if in a weird case scenario, you couldn't go to Dubai. What would be your plan B?
I would say Portugal. I'd say Portugal. Any place that is crypto friendly, I would go. You know.
You know what? Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Mhm.
If I were to go somewhere, I'd also want to go to somewhere warm or
Mhm.
somewhere absolutely cold. I don't want one or the other in between, whatever. Just like I want it one temperature consistently all year round. That's what I would say.
Mhm.
It's
So
like
I got a question. Was there at a point in your life where you were completely directionless on what you wanted to do?
Yes, it was. I was. I was going to college. Like I was going for global in logistics, like business logistics, and I just felt like college wasn't for me because I was just like I just felt like I don't want to become a worker. You know what I'm saying? So I was like I had the mindset of building, building and
yeah,
creating something. So when I saw the problem in crypto, like, you know, there's not enough education. Well, maybe, maybe it's like, okay, what can we do to change the fact that we can make everything easier and more friendlier to get people involved with crypto? So then I had the concept of just, coming up with like a console or a terminal um, application where it's like scam proof, like scammers can't get into it. And this way we wanted to build like a community for a lot of just a lot of new beginner people just to come together and get the right information in crypto. So it's kind of like an outlet and get the learning capabilities, get together with like-minded individuals. So I think that's something that I had the vision to do. So that's why, I quit college, and ever since I became, I studied uh, trading. I studied learning how to trade. I studied Hockenancy sticks and different indicators like the MACD, RSI, and parallel channel and stuff. And I was able to make a living off of trading. And it's a good skill set because I think we're heading into the fourth industrial revolution. Everything's becoming digital. We have AI taking over a lot of people's jobs, physical jobs. We
yeah,
got open AI with Chat GPT, and they came out with the 4 model, which is going to be even greater and powerful. So these things are, I think having like a digital skill set like e-commerce, affiliate marketing and trading, even, building softwares or coding, I think those are the skill set that's going to lead for the future because everything is going digital. And that's why I highly believe that Bitcoin will be like the end world currency because it's fully digital and more Generation Zs are putting their money into it. They're not getting into gold, you know. Just
yeah.
yeah.
Would you rather have extra toes or extra fingers?
That's a good question.
Sure.
I'd say fingers. Yeah, I'd say fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Hmm.
So what were you saying, Eric?
Oh well,
Eric, are you there?
it might have.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
must
I
be
mean,
disconnected.
So, what do you think
Oh,
the time frame
my
of all
bad.
this
I was
innovation?
about to restart this.
um the time frame, I say I give it to 2030. 2030.
That's I personally believe in like by 2030, like most warehouse jobs, they'll be obsolete and they'll be out of a job.
Mhm.
My concern is like, what are they going to do? Like, is there going to be enough jobs for these people? There's going to have to be some form of universal basic income with how drastic AI is going to kill jobs
Yes.
or something
And
like that. Scary.
yeah, it kind of reminds me. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that video game, Detroit Becomes Human. I don't know if y'all ever played that video game. It's a PS4 video game.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever heard that game.
Yeah, it was pretty much predicting, or we call it pre-predictive programming. it was talking about how these AIs are taking over people's jobs. These AIs are becoming cops. They look. It's kind of like Westworld. If you ever seen the series Westworld on HBO,
I
how
I,
mhm,
I was
it
gonna
was.
say, I was gonna say, like, I think there are people in like that type of work who know the truth. They just try to spread it as
Hmm.
much as they can without like, getting in trouble for it.
Right,
I do let people know that that as well.
right. So yeah, I think yeah, it's just I feel like we already seeing Open AI doing what they doing, and we're seeing it's a project I'm in called Singularity Net, AGIX. That's the ticker symbol. But you probably heard of the AI robot named Sophia. She's actually a citizen in different countries as a AI robot, and this company been working very hard to uh, they're trying to do something like if you ever seen that movie Ex Machina,
It's,
Ex Machina, or yeah, I think it's called Ex Machina. How
Yeah,
they had
I've
they
heard of it, but I kind of heard it somewhere.
oh yeah,
mhm. Yeah, because I love interesting movies where it just kind of you know it's just it kind of wakes you up. It's kind of like to realize what's going on or what's coming. So Ex
yeah.
Machina, it was based off. It kind of looks like how Singularity Net is doing right now. So since Singularity Net, what they're trying to do is replace uh, nurses and doctors with these AI robots. So let's say there was a new virus out, and let's say humans can't work. These
There
nurses can't.
was
You
some.
know. So yeah, it's very interesting. I think the AI sector is definitely going to take a lot of people's jobs, and it's going to be way more innovative. And I think we're going to leverage AI to you know uh, build a better society. I guess.
I think there should be more regulation with AI. I don't think
Yeah, me too.
if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
it is what it is.
Hmm.
I do have cautions. If we don't protect ourselves, put in precautions, we could be enslaved by them.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's why I always say when it comes to when preparation meets opportunity, success is inevitable. So
Yeah,
I think just being prepared. I think I think EMP guns are going to be very valuable in the future. To set off these electric, AI robots, kind of like the Terminator. We think of the Terminator, how with the Skynet and stuff like that. So just I think I don't know. It could,
I
you just never know. I mean, hackers or programming. I mean, there's people
that's
out there.
another thing I'm concerned about as well. Like with on the blockchain, if a hacker can, he might even be able to steal. There might, if it's not secure, fully secure, if everything's digital, hackers will be able to get into that with ease.
Hmm.
They're already able to do that with some certain wallets.
Yeah. It
So,
depends on the network effect. So if like Bitcoin, it has a massive network effect. There's miners all over the world, and it's literally impossible to hack Bitcoin unless there's some type of what they call it. I forgot what you call it. It's the thing they've been working on. It's a computer something. I forgot what it's called. China been working on it. I forgot what it's called. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Where it's some type of computer where it can crack through all of those encryptions like faster than a regular computer can.
supercomputer.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that's what it's called or something. It was something else. I forgot at the moment, but yeah, it's some type of computer where it can break the encryptions, but then they were saying that it could possibly fail too because the strength of
Or
bit the
like
strength of mhm,
wallets that have been like silent in that, but haven't been touched in decades.
mhm.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. And they were saying that it could possibly fail what they've been building. Um because they were saying that the Bitcoin network is so strong, it requires a lot of pressure and power, so it could pretty much self-destruct that that computer that's trying to crack the encryption. So yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's possible, to crack Bitcoin, but that would be, I think, if somebody ever, if a
Someone was going
computer or something.
to be the Chinese because they've got some of the smartest engineers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What the governments tell you, China's
Mm-hmm.
smart people.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what'd you say? Wait, what'd you say, Risk?
Basically, if anybody's going to crack Bitcoin, it'll be China because they've got some of the smartest people in the world.
Yeah, true.
Or some of the guys in Silicon or America. Cyber one countries.
Yeah, and China actually liked Bitcoin because they betting on Bitcoin against the U.S. dollar because China. I don't know if y'all heard there's a new currency on the rise. I'm actually looking to invest into it. It's called BRICS, where it's Brazil, Russia, India,
India.
China.
Wait, it's called BRICS.
Yeah, BRICS. It's a new reserve currency that's coming up, and it's going to be backed by commodities and resources.
The silver.
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are distracted, like this, what do you call it, this Chinese balloon that they've been talking about on the news. Clearly, I think that's the U.S. just distracting people. TikTok is another.
It's a psyop.
Yeah. It's like, I'm on the work stuff too. Like, you got the MK Ultra. I've been looking deep. Andrew Tate, he's a industry plant. They have a agenda to demasculate man. So that's why he's going through what he's going through right now. And it's a lot of stuff, man, that, these elites are trying to do to distract us and trying to enslave us pretty much.
I personally believe that they created this war because they're going to let the US dollar fail and they're going to Ukraine war.
Yeah, because I feel like the dollar is just debt-based currency. It's not, you know what I'm saying. It's pretty much proof money because the banks, they can create it anytime. With the credit, anytime. It's like it comes into reality. If you spend it. So it's just
I was gonna. Oh no, you finish. I'll finish. And I'll say what I say after.
Oh yeah, it just it's the reason why we got off the gold standard because rich people, the very wealthy, didn't want to spend money. They didn't like to spend money, so they have to come up with like this system where it can cause have inflation, and that's why the poor always love to spend. When the poor always love to spend and they'll spend whatever, now most of those revenues are going towards these companies and elites, and it's just I feel like it's just not going to end well for the US dollar. Just the fact that now you have the Silicon Valley Bank situation, Silvergate and Signature Bank, and the Feds have to print money.
Ain't the Fed virtually like bankrupt anyway, like with some of that stuff they've got in it?
Oh yeah.
How many more? I wonder how many more years do we have until the U.S. dollar is completely irrelevant? 5
years minimum.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think like anywhere between 5 to 10 years, and that's why a lot of people calling for Bitcoin to be around $1 million by 2030. Kathy Wood's calling that with ARK Investment. It's kind of hard to believe, but hey, I mean the way things are going now. Inflation being high, and I don't think inflation is coming down anytime soon. Jerome gonna have to make that tough decision. I say inflation is here to stay, and I feel like Jerome, he always sugarcoats to be like, "Oh, inflation is coming down. We're doing our best to bring down inflation," but
he said the whole thing. This is transitory. We're getting rid of the word transitory.
Right?
What bullshit.
Wait, what? Wait. You're getting rid of the word transitory?
Yeah, I went back when I think 2 years ago or something like that. He said we're retiring the word transitory.
And just seeing how the situation is now, I mean, they really playing a ping pong effect. Like if you press the string too hard, you're gonna break something within the economy, raising interest rates. So, that's why the banks are suffering now, is because it's just you're making money way more expensive to borrow. So, what we're seeing now with Credit Suisse is another development that, another reason why the stocks and crypto market is taking a hit, because now we have another one bite the dust, with that situation,
What do you think's the next bank to go under? I personally think
Ooh.
Argo or JP Morgan could be one of the next ones.
Ooh, man, that's a good prediction. I think Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank, since they've been highly connected.
Could be.
Also Tether. I do not like Tether, man. USDT. Yeah, they a scam, man.
I thought they were going to go down with the thing when the whole. It reminded me too much of FTX as well.
Yeah. Tether, they're not transparent, and they use like fake documents, to open up banks accounts. So I was just like, oh nah, that's just crazy. Yeah. And USDC is good, but the problem with USDC is, just like with the Silicon Valley Bank, they had like what, like 3.3 billion I think in the Silicon Valley Bank, and then it had like a DPEG because people was getting worried, like, oh, they don't, they thought they didn't have the reserves or whatever. So I feel like that's the problem with stable coins. It's just like you have to rely on a centralized system, and if that goes under, then the stable coin is
kind of
messed up.
Same way with like trading platforms and that, and like investment platforms to buy crypto, like box. I feel like if they go down, you might get covered up to a certain amount of your assets, but if you got over 1 million, I think gonzo, you ain't getting that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm using GMX, which is a decentralized. It's on Arbitrum. It's a layer 2 on Ethereum. GMX is a decentralized perpetual smart contract exchange, and you can just use your crypto wallet, and you can use up to 50x leverage to trade. You can borrow money. Let's say if I had 10,000 and I 10x that position, that'd be 100,000, and I could make money. Just using a peer-to-peer smart contract exchange, and taking the human consciousness out of that equation, or the middleman. Everything is public on the blockchain, and I think that's I think DEXs, like decentralized exchanges, are going to be the next wave, because we already seeing United States cracking down on Qcoin. I think Qcoin is going to go out. Man, I've been using it for a while. Qcoin, getting all the gems off there, but now, what, New York Authority General is suing Qcoin.
They've got a good chance, or they go fight the dust eventually.
So decentralized exchanges, I think that's going to be the next one up.
Agree. So where do you think Ethereum can go in the long term?
Oh,
10, 20 years plus.
Oh, Ethereum is that's one of my favorite altcoins. I was way more attracted to Ethereum when I found out about it during 2020. When I did my research back in 2017, I was just really doing my research. The reason why I love Ethereum, just the fact that it's smart. It has smart contracts. So meaning that, like, you don't have to worry about, like, I don't have to go through so many hassles trying to get approved. Let's say if I go through a bank, I don't have to go through so many hassles just to try to get approved for a loan. With Ethereum, you can create a smart contract just based off of code and math, and pretty much, let's say if I want to borrow some money, you got platforms like Aave, Alchemix, which is another one. It's one of my favorites. What I did with Alchemix was it's a lending platform. So with Alchemix, what they're building is where you can use your collateral. So let's say I have 100,000, and they told me it's a smart contract platform on Ethereum. They told me, like, hey, you can get 50% of that amount. 50%. You can borrow 50% of that money, right? So I have 100,000 as collateral. I get the 50,000, And guess what? That 100,000, I still see it in my wallet. It's just I can't access it, right? So with my collateral of 100,000, they put it in a yield aggregator, which is like Urine Finance. You probably heard of that project. Yeah, they'll put it into a yield vault, and it can generate yields off my collateral, and it'll pay back the loan itself. And with the 50,000, I can do whatever I want with it. I can buy more crypto. I can cash it out if I wanted to. But my collateral, it develops yields, and it automatically pays down the loan itself. And there's no maturity date. I don't have to owe any money back until the maturity date is done, until everything is paid back off by the yields. So that's like another kind of like a glitch in the matrix, because nobody else could, you can't really do that in a bank. The bank ain't going to let you do that.
The really rich will realize that, and
Yeah, regular bank won't let you do that. They'll use your collateral to invest in the stock market or somewhere, and they'll make money off of it.
So, like, is there any platforms where you could use your crypto as collateral to buy a house?
Oh yeah, yeah. Alchemix is my favorite platform. I've been on Alchemix for a while. Like, actually put down a lot of money as collateral to get my application built, because it was around like $50,000 to get everything done, like the user interface and the UX or the UI situation development. So I was able to put like $100,000 down, got 50,000 out that, and the 100,000 is in Ethereum. So let's say this, right? The 100,000 that's in Ethereum, let's say Ethereum appreciates, right? And then the yields get better in a bull market, the yields get better in the bull market, and Ethereum is appreciating, and the dollar is getting weaker. So knowing that, hey, I got a fixed amount, and guess what? I can liquidate part of my Ethereum collateral to pay back the loan faster, because the what do you call it? The TNL, the total loan, loan to value ratio. Like, I can actually liquidate if I have 100,000. Let's say Ethereum went up to like, 10,000 or 20,000, and I made like 150,000. Well, guess what? I can take that 50,000, just liquidate. I can liquidate or pay off the whole entire loan itself. So I try to get into like an asset. Stable coins, I think stable coins are a little bit slow on the yields, but if you have like an asset like Ethereum or wrapped Bitcoin, when it appreciates, you can actually liquidate part of that amount to pay off your loan faster. So Alchemix is a great platform. You got Aave, you got Compound. Those are the popular platforms. The DeFi
will go anywhere.
What'd you say?
Proof of stake.
Oh yeah, proof of stake is here to stay, because with Ethereum 2.0, now they, you can't mine it with mining equipments anymore. Everything is proof of stake. So when you lock up, you have to have 32 Ethereum, and then once you stake it, pretty much you're securing the network by validating the transaction on Ethereum.
That's really what I'm doing with Cardano ADA.
Oh, nice.
ADA that I stake basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I stake my Polkadot. I'm a big fan of Polkadot because I'm a big fan of Gavin Woods. He's the co-creator of Ethereum. He built Ethereum, I think, like on the weekend or something. I think he built it like in 1 week, and it took him like 4 years to build Polkadot. So I'm a big fan of Polkadot because it's going to be interoperable with Ethereum. So you can have you can have different decentralized applications. You can convert that lines of code easily onto Polkadot. So it's going to be like, it's like the bigger brother or the cousin of Ethereum.
It's ironic because a lot of cryptocurrencies have come from Ethereum, like Cardano, Polkadot.
And that's why I'm a big fan. Like, that's why I try to look for projects that's people who was involved with the Ethereum Foundation, because people from Ethereum, they were the first ones to do it, with DeFi and everything. So I try to look for that success. So whatever developers that are leaving that company, those are the people that I want to follow because they already proven the market that, hey, Ethereum is ranked number 2. People are comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin, like, so I always try to look for the people who are leaving Ethereum to build their own projects, like Gavin Wood for Polkadot. He built Kusama as well. Kusama Network is the test net for Polkadot. Another one that y'all want to get interested in is called Luxo with Fabian Ballesteller. He created the ERC20 smart contract. So like Chainlink, USDC, basic attention token, these are all ERC20 tokens. So he's coming out with his blockchain that's going to strictly focus on the creative economy and fashion and NFTs and gaming. So he's coming out with his own proof of stake blockchain.
For a while, I was invested in Sandbox and Decentraland. Then I got out of it because I didn't really think it didn't. To me, I think it was like really early, and I wasn't 100% sure what if they were actually doing very well with it. So I just got out of them. Thought they were interesting at the time, like Sandbox and Decentraland. And that was when the metaverse craze was like massive.
Yeah, and I feel like if you get in these projects early, because now I'm not in Sandbox, I'm not in Decentraland. I feel like the market cap is already too big, right? So yeah, I try to look for the low caps like Render token. Render token is something I'm very interested in because just the fact that Apple is using them for the AR development, and Render has a lot of association with compacting the GPU capacity and artificial intelligence.
That have good ties with tons of ties to like Facebook.
What Render token?
Wait, is that connected to Facebook?
I mean, it could be. I know that Render, it's a rendering type it's like a rendering service. So you can use the Render token to lower the capacity and the size of the graphics or the whatever the projects, if you're making or if you're trying to render something in high quality and stuff, you can lower the capacity size by using the Render token. It's kind of like the next NVIDIA. You need the GPUs with those motherboards and the gaming consoles or the gaming PC.
Didn't those wasn't NVIDIA's chips? Weren't they mainly used for mining Bitcoin?
Yeah, at first, and then there's a battle between gamers and miners. So now, now you got very high demand between the miners and gamers. So now those graphic cards are going for high demand now.
When will Bitcoin finish when will all the tokens for Bitcoin actually be released into the open market?
Oh, you mean when the total supply would be mined?
I think
they said the last Bitcoin is supposed to be mined in 2130, so it's going to be out of our lifetime. But I think it's 1.7 million left to mine on Bitcoin, so it's literally about to be capped out, But the last Bitcoin that's going to ever be mined is in 2130, because every time Bitcoin gets mined, the harder it gets. So meaning that you have to use more energy, more power. It's like a video game. Once you crack the code, it's level 2. Now you gotta make sure that your GPUs and your CPUs, all of that stuff, is on point to crack the codes.
Are mad.
Yeah, and that's why you see nuclear power plants, people using nuclear power plants to mine Bitcoin because so it's crazy, man. And people moving to Texas to try to get more space to mine Bitcoin now,
Texas, I think, there's a lot of states in America that want to support Bitcoin, want to be Bitcoin friendly, and there'll be some states that hate it. I think Texas will be a good hub for it, same with Miami.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but the more each one gets cracked. With the computers, it's just doing complex mathematications. So that's what your mining, that's what your ASIC miners are doing. It's just trying to crack the code. And once it cracks the code, you break that block and you receive that Bitcoin that's in that block. So once the more you try to crack it, the harder it's going to get. So it takes more energy and more power.
For like
to
mining each like Bitcoin now, was it? Because doesn't it change like every like halvening?
Yeah, it's every 4 years. Every 4 years, the people who are securing the network, they get rewarded for protecting the network.
Yeah.
So that makes it more scarce, and it sends a supply shock to the market, and that's how we have those bull runs, because it's constantly going up. Bitcoin was designed to go up in value, and fiat was designed to go up, down in value.
We're finally
useless.
What Bitcoin was actually made for, especially with this whole banking crash.
Yeah, Bitcoin was completely made for self-custody, and that's with the cryptography technology, with a private key and a public key. Your private key, it decrypts the asset, the crypto asset, and Ethereum just pretty much replicated the technology, but made it a little bit better with smart contract. But it's the same technology. You have that private key that decrypts, that you sign, that signs off, and then the network have to verify that transaction. Every computer or every staker that's running a node, they have to verify that transaction, so it can't be manipulated, and it creates that block, and that's how it keeps the network keep growing and stay secure.
No wonder the U.S. government and every other government wants to freaking discredit cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's I understand when the government trying to take power, they trying to have power over us, but really, I think if they were smart enough, knowing that the United States is in debt, $31 trillion in debt.
Doesn't help that Biden sent so much money to Ukraine.
Right. With $31 trillion in debt. It's like, why would the government start hating on Bitcoin where they can leverage Bitcoin, knowing that it's supply and demand? If they just buy Bitcoin, and then it goes up, you know what I'm saying? They can pay off majority of the debt.
They're actually, I think they're the second biggest Bitcoin holder in the world compared to China at one point.
I think because they seized the Silk Road. They seized a certain amount of Bitcoin from the Silk Road. Yeah. But I would just use it as, I would use it as a asset. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got debt to pay off.
I would create an ETF or something that or peg the dollar to Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, that would be smart. I mean, why go against? But you see, the government, they don't want to be proven wrong. That's the thing. That's the problem. They don't want to be proven wrong. So that's why, they so against it, and they can't take the knee. They can't bow the knee to it.
I'd like to have some type of physical thing, but if it had the decentralized aspect. But I kind of like the physical thing, like the physical touch of a coin. Or how if we have something like that where it's like it's a physical dollar, but it's backed by Bitcoin.
Because you can ask, that would be absolutely a good idea, because I know to some people they just like the tangibility, like gold, and that's why sometimes, like when I made money in crypto, it didn't really phase me. It felt like like video game currency. I didn't get that hit of like, oh, I'm holding $100,000.
Right? I hate it.
Right. So it's just I think I know you can get like actual gold coins like that looks just like the Bitcoin coin, but you can install like a QR code to scan your crypto on there, and then you have that Bitcoin like in a physical form, but it has the QR code where you can get your Bitcoin.
Anything else you want to say, Jamie?
No, that's pretty much the episode. It was great having you here, Oliver, talking about literally all things crypto. It's been quite the episode and very informative as well.
Oh yeah. And, thank you for having me on. I just love discussing, just crypto in general. It's definitely not a lot of people that's into the space. I just love technology. I'm a nerd myself. It's just a cool space.
Yeah, it sure is.
Hey, the whole crypto community, just seem like awesome people. I would love to attend these Bitcoin conferences.
We just trying. It's like we're just trying to protect our people. It's like we're trying to win over the government. That's all we're doing. Like we feel like the people, the people's money. Crypto is the people's money, and we should own it. You know, have ownership to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, stay tuned for more.